Hello everyone, it's Green Hunter, and I feel like I'm the last Cowboy Bebop fan to realize that Cowboy Bebop is getting a live-action adaptation on Netflix. I was first made aware of the Cowboy Bebop reboot and controversy surrounding it by Anime America's video on this topic. If you want to see her video, then you should be seeing a card right about now. Basically, the whole controversy that started about 2 days ago and is continuing is that the creators of this live action remake are, one, doing a original story, so it's not going to be a direct one-to-one comparison of the anime. Two, they're cutting out a lot of the smoking, which I don't like smoking, but they say that in the anime that it was glorified, and I never really saw it as that way. I just saw it as a quirk for the characters, like that's just something everybody did. And third, Faye Valentine's costume, they wanted to change it up so it would be more tasteful to a broader audience. In order to reassure fans that he wasn't just gonna Frankenstein's monster this beloved anime, the showrunner for this new adaptation basically came up with this weird Star Wars analogy where he said that Cowboy Bebop is playing them. Basically, they're marching to the drum of Cowboy Bebop, not the other way around. And saying in this long, confusing statement, basically, that they will not dress them up in different clothing and different styles and basically change who they are as characters. Which is ironic based on the title of this article. Then the guy talks about how he's creating a whole new narrative. That it's going to be based on Cowboy Bebop, but that in between the sort of stories that follow the anime beats, there's going to be all this new content and telling a lot about Spike Spiegel's backstory with the Syndicate and all that sort of juicy stuff. But what I'm worried about is that they're already saying they're going to go off in these other directions. So, I mean, there's not any red flags so far as long as they get the blessing from the creator. They're already planning a season 2, by the way, so that just tells you how much faith they have in this project. I really do hope it succeeds. Now we get to the most controversial parts about this article and all anime reboots to begin with. The changes. 1, reduction of smoking, and 2, changes to Faye Valentine's costume, because they're like, oh, well, smoking's bad, so we gotta change that to fit with modern audiences. Faye's costume is revealing, so we gotta change that for modern audiences. Now, let me scroll back up on top of the article that this guy says we need to change the costume, that way a real human being can fit in it, basically saying that, oh, it's sexist, no one really has those proportions, sort of the whole Barbie doll fallacy, where of course no woman can actually be like Barbie because her hourglass shape is unnatural. But I did a little bit of quick Google search and look at all these cosplayers. You can say based on the cosplayer, it's a little bit more revealing in others, but the whole thing remains the same, is that these costumes aren't really that quote-unquote risque for the stuff that you see on stations like HBO. My big thing about the smoking and the costume is that with the smoking, again, it was never really the focus. It was just in the background. So I don't think there's really much that they need to change with that. I think that's just mainly lip service that they're saying to get good press with the whole general audience, and it's blown back in their face. With the costume, I'm a little bit confused by why Netflix wanted that toned down, because you have shows on HBO that make millions of dollars like Westworld, and that's when people are fully nude on those shows. Faye is always clothed, and it's just weird. My big thing is that they say they're fans of Cowboy Bebop, therefore they've watched Cowboy Bebop, so they know Cowboy Bebop is a mature show. Therefore, it stands to reason that they would give Cowboy Bebop a mature TV-14 rating, and like shows like Westworld, that, let's be honest, are live action that have amazing budgets on like HBO, they should be able to get away with the same stuff because it's a streaming service. You can have it where if you have parents that are against these type of shows, they can block their kids from watching them. So I don't really see why there's this need to change the costumes that you might offend people when in all actuality the costume is pretty tame compared to stuff like Westworld. I feel like, just like with any anime adaptation, if they start changing these little things, how much easier will it be for them to just write their own story? Which I'm not saying they can't, because like they said, they have went from 22 minutes to an hour. So of course, as long as they get canon from the creator, even though this showrunner claims that he wants this reboot to live up to the legacy of the original Cowboy Bebop, he admits in this interview that the production team has not had any communication with the original creator. How are you going to be able to add new, interesting stuff to the canon if you don't at least have a little bit of input from the original creator? If you go to this article from Screen Rant that was posted 12 hours ago, this is an old tab, you'll find in the first paragraph that according to this article, the director will be helping out the Netflix series. So I don't know if the original post got so much traction that the team finally decided to start asking the original creator for help, which is really interesting because this started back in 2017 and they're already working on scripts for season 2. So if just now they're getting the original creator in on this, like, I'm not saying what they'll make won't be good, but it bodes a little bit concerning that it's taken them this long to get the original creator on board. Then again, it could have been just an information error. Let's say prayer. Dear Lord, I thank you for this day and I thank you for everything you give me, God. Lord, I pray that this adaptation will go smoothly, that the voice actor, that the actors will just be in good health, that they'll get through this coronavirus stuff, that the actor, sorry, I'm saying voice actor, that the actor who plays Spike Spiegel recovers from his injury, Lord, that you'll just help them all be strong and fit and just have a good time and really enjoy this, making this series, and let it be a series they want to continue making for years and just have enthusiasm, Lord. And may this channel get lots of subscribers and views. And you pray, keep us all safe and healthy. Amen. An exact release date has not been put out yet because the actor for Spike Spiegel got hurt and so he had to do some therapy, and then with the coronavirus shutting everything down. However, it is slated to come out now sometime in 2021. That could be late 2021, mid or early, we don't know. But at least we have a general year. Whoa, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much. While you're at it, why not go to the left corner of your screen and click on Anime America's video on this topic. Also, check out my Ascendance of a Bookworm playlist, and then go to the right to hit my little avatar and subscribe. Remember to give the video a like and share the video on Twitter. It would really help.